go. No banter. Start it.
We're started, dude.
You want me to?
No, we're going.
We're going.
Yeah.
We're going live.
Yeah. We already are.
This isn't gonna.
Yeah, dude, we're going.
This isn't gonna translate well.
Yes, it is, dude. We're in there.
Welcome everybody to the Snoozers Football Podcast. No, they bump like that. Don't make them too close. Just a little bit.
Bump, bump, bump.
Just like that.
D2K?
No bump. It kept bumping the last show.
That's what that noise was?
That's what that noise was.
Oof, okay. That's on me. Still space.
Good evening, Zachary. How are you?
Dude, I'm fired.
You're feeling good?
I'm feeling great, dude.
This is not even. We can't even call it the Snoozers Football Podcast show. This is pretty much the Detroit Lions offshoot show today, isn't it?
It is, dude.
We have to talk about it. I think that's the main thing that we have on the skeleton is we need to talk that the National Football League had a real live game last night.
Yeah,
and
hold on.
It was everything we wanted.
Yeah.
Go.
Close your eyes. Like, real close them. I can see you're still. Hands over your eyes. Hands over your eyes. Don't peek. Hold on. I forgot. I'm not quite ready yet for the podcast. Okay, now I'm ready.
It's so good. It's so good.
The brand new Lions. 1-0. Let's go.
Completely unexpected. You're
Brand
feeling
new
good.
Lions.
What was the alternative if they had not pulled it out?
I never crossed my mind.
Never crossed his mind.
Like Dan Campbell said, we expected to win.
That's so exciting.
Yep.
That's so exciting. I'm so happy for you guys.
Yep.
It was a fun. I know you're worked up. We've been wanting to talk about it.
Yeah.
All day.
Make sure you can hear in this.
And I would love to get into it, but first, it looks a little weird in here.
Yeah, dude, we got rid of the line, dude.
We got rid.
Let us know if you guys want to bring the line back. We got rid of the line because it was an ugly green color. So, there we go. Now I think I'm on straight.
I'm not sure how I feel about the line being gone, but we're gonna run with it.
Yeah,
we're gonna run with
we'll
it.
see. We might have to play with it a little bit.
No, we're just like any other podcast, except we have a lion head.
Yeah,
Detroit, break it down for us, Zachary.
Man, well.
You better make sure your mouth's getting out of there.
Yeah, that's
like
what we're
that
making
looks
sure.
good.
Yeah, we're good, dude. We're good. I mean, it was just a hell of a game, man. Honestly, by both teams. Couple of things that are sticking out in my mind. I thought we played really well across the board.
Across the board.
Offensively, defensively. It was a little sloppy, I'll be honest. But it's week one. That's what week one is. Right?
It's week one. I did not see any major gaps in the play. It was a little sloppy, but not like you have to remember some first week games. Okay?
Yeah.
That was not nearly as sloppy as they come.
I agree.
It was just good. Well, besides a few people.
Yeah.
Clean football. You got notes over there?
I got lots of notes, yeah.
I mean,
so the first thing I wanted to point out was as the teams were dropping the banner. So these are banner dropping previous year Super Bowl teams.
Yep.
Coming into last night, they were 19-4 the past 23 years.
It's crazy.
So since 2000.
Yeah.
Now it's 19-5.
That's crazy.
Mother sucker.
It was, I think the Lions had, you can fact check me, I think the Lions had the longest losing streak to open a season.
Yeah.
I think it was 3-1 or something like that.
We haven't started off 1-0 since 2018.
Okay, yep. And then I think the Chiefs had the record for most wins to open a season. I think it was I think it was 8 years or so.
Yep. Every record's made to be broken.
I was so happy. They just played with gusto. It was really good. My personal biases aside, Detroit's my second team, but and obviously I'm sensitive about the Chiefs.
Yeah.
It was just really good to see them just go out there and get it, man.
Yeah, and obviously there's going to be some things said. So no Kelsey. I have no sad feelings for them. Right?
No.
They just won the Super Bowl. It is what it is. Hopefully, I'm sure Kelsey will be back next week.
Yeah.
But I think there's like a a way to look at it, right? Because everybody, even the announcers last night, they kind of pissed me off because they were like, oh, there's an asterisk next to this win because there was no...
My top note, asterisk win.
Yeah, because there was no Chris Jones, no Travis Kelce.
Nope.
I don't care.
Don't care.
A
win's
a win. It
would
be different in my mind, and regardless, it's still a win is a win. But it would be different if, like, Travis Kelce played in the first quarter and got hurt and he missed the rest of the game.
Yeah.
These guys knew that he might not play.
Yep.
And they had a game plan for it. Like, he was out, like, Tuesday, probably when that happened. Mm-hmm. I'm sure Andy Reid got everybody together and was like, hey, we're going to have to make a game plan just in case he doesn't play. So we'll throw these plays out. We'll run these plays. Mm-hmm. You still have Patrick Mahomes back there. Like, I mean, they're no slack. Like, I get it. They didn't have Chris Jones. They didn't have Travis Kelce.
But they knew they weren't going to have Chris Jones. They had him set up in a suite, no excuse, game plan. Yeah. They knew Kelce was... We went down the nomenclature, doubtful, questionable, whatever you want to call it, game plan for it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, you it doesn't work for me because Mahomes beat the Eagles on one leg essentially in the Super Bowl. Yeah. Same weapons, same everything, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like there's no excuse. I hated that so much when they're like, well, it's an asterisk win, but they take it. Like, no, bullshit.
But it's like it's just one of those things where once Travis Kelce wasn't going to play, which, like I said, I don't give a shit. Like, a win's a win. Mm-hmm. Nothing against Kelce. I hope he's good. He's on 4 of my 5 teams. John Reese, trade me Travis Kelce right now, please.
We'll tag you.
Exactly. He's on all my fantasy teams, so I had to switch him out. So, like, obviously, I'd like him to play. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, I wanted him to play just for full strength because I knew this shit was going to happen. Yep. But at the end of the day, like, I don't care. A win's a win. We're 1-0. That's all I really care about. Mm-hmm. And Patrick Mahomes, like, man, he's good, dude.
He's good.
He's
good. He just so there was that one throw where I'm like, God damn, this guy's good. And the throw I'm talking about? Yeah. Where it was, I think it was it third? It was like 3rd and 18 or 3rd and 20. Like, it was a long shot. Yep. And he just threaded that needle. Yep. Like, just an absolute laser.
I think it was to MVS. Yep. Where we were just a hair laid over the top. Yep. And it was like a third and long.
And when you say hair, like hair. Yeah. Because the second the ball the second MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, the best name in the league, gets that ball, he gets touched. Yep. But it just it was absolutely insane.
It was a great pass. And, like, what makes Pat Mahomes, like, one of the factors, I should say, that makes him so good is being able to get out of the pocket and just extend plays. Yep. And it makes it so hard.
It's so frustrating.
And, like, that's one of the things I think, accompanied with great play calling, which the Chiefs have, I think that's the reason why, even without Travis Kelce, like, they're still one of the best teams in the league. And that's why I'm not, like, feeling bad today about the win, right? Yep.
Can I cut you off for a second?
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah.
We have to toot our own horns a little bit.
Yeah. X Factor players.
X Factor players. Last week, we talked about X Factor players, and everybody on Twitter and TikTok and Facebook and stuff, they keep bringing up the sexy picks, like the Kadarius Toney, which we'll get into because he had a decent game against the Birds in the Super Bowl, right? And, Jahmyr Gibbs, who we touched on, but they were going for these high-power offensive players, and it's like, you and I both kind of got weird, and I brought up that how slippery Mahomes is, and if you could bring consistent pressure with Aiden Hutchinson, they could win the game. Yeah. And so... We'll also get into it, but Juwan Taylor was lined up like a slot receiver, and Foss started, I think, on every single damn pass play.
So, yes.
And Aiden Hutchinson still, I think, had like a 20% like pass rush win rate. It was like the best historical
I think he would have had 3 sacks last
night. 100%.
If Juwan Taylor didn't jump off sides or was lined up illegally the entire game.
It was so frustrating. Even Chris Collinsworth noticed.
Well, even Chris Collinsworth, they even brought in the rules guy. Yeah. That was like, it's a tremendous advantage, which it is, right? Yep. You think about if Juwan Taylor is getting into his kick step so fast, the only place that Aiden can go is in front of him. Yep. Right. And it was so egregious that even the announcers were like, we know when it's a pass or a run. Yep. Because he's so far back.
Yeah. They literally were telling. And so I also saw that some people were like, maybe that's why the Lions.
We're going to remove the lion head. We're going to put it right there, though.
That even. like maybe the Lions sideline, wasn't chirping so much about it because it did telegraph the play a little bit. So it's like, what's the advantage? Is it better?
I wanted to talk about that as well, just for a moment. But so, if you went online last night, it was so bad that not only obviously everybody at home, right, and then the announcers validated, and then even the rules guy, whatever his name was, came in and validated like how bad this is. Like he's not even close. I think was his.
It's
his
not
thing.
even. Yeah.
So in my head, obviously, if everybody sees this, the Lions coaching staff sees it, and in the second quarter, because I've seen it happen before, I said to myself, and put my hand on the judge's Bible where I'm testifying, right? In the second quarter, I said, I wonder if this is going to come back in the fourth quarter, and that's when it's going to bite them. And sure as shit it did.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm wondering if the Lions kind of kept that card in their back pocket, right? Like, hey, like, okay, you need to watch him. Now he's lining up offsides. And I think, Juwan Taylor's offsides was offsides. Like, he jumped soon, so it wasn't like
egregious,
and I think it was like a legitimate offsides, meaning that like they didn't call him on his kick step that he's been doing, but at the same time, like, man, it was just crazy that they just let that happen.
It was mind blowing.
Yeah, and I was going crazy. I was yelling at the TV. It was like on Remember the Titans, when the coach is standing behind the ref and he's like, he's lining up offside. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen that movie? I'll kill you right now, dead in your tracks, if you tell me you haven't seen Remember the Titans.
I have not seen Remember the Titans. You're going to learn.
Someone please save me. I hate it here. I don't enjoy it.
You're going to learn a lot about me. You were fired up watching the false starts, right? You were also fired up. You got off. I was teeing it up for you to gas yourself up. Your X Factor player, which Aiden Hutchinson, some people could have said it. Your X Factor player, you said you felt it in your Motown bones.
Knee-jerk reaction was my line.
It was Brian Branch.
Brian W. Branch.
Old W.
Yeah.
Did he do anything in that game?
He may or may not have had a pick six X Factor.
I tried to FaceTime you, and your phone was
off. I declined it.
Couldn't
have declined it faster.
You were standing up, pacing with your. I saw that. I saw you got captured. You got captured in 4K.
Yeah.
You would not pick up my call. Brian Branch, incredible pick. Yeah. Actual Nostradamus.
Zachstradamus, trademark.
ESPN.
T-shirts are being made right now.
ESPN, pick us up. Our phones are on. We're on them.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good game. It was fun to watch. The turnout, too. Like, before the game even started. How much blue
there was a lot.
In the stadium.
They travel well.
And it's like one of those things, and we'll talk about it today with the loyalty of the fan bases, but, like, dude, the Lions fan base and, like, even me in general, like, are just yearning so much for like a good Lions team that if they shipped them to the moon to play,
you're finding a way. Elon,
get me with Elon, give me a ticket, I'll fly the ship.
They travel well,
man, dude. And it's like, and this is just one game.
I know,
like this is Kansas City's not like close, I don't think.
So were you at the season opener last year against the Eagles? So was I, and I was like,
this was before we knew each other.
This was
we could have sat right next to each other.
We could have. We wouldn't have even known. I would have forgotten, right?
I was this annoying Eagles fan.
I sat on the bird side, whatever. But I remember, and I was like, this stadium's loud as hell.
Yeah,
and that was last year, which hopes were up there because I mean,
nothing like
you guys are amazing, but nothing.
Nothing like
and
that.
So then they come off a marquee win against Super Bowl champs.
Yeah.
And now they're playing the Seahawks.
Yeah. Revenge game. I was at that game as well.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I got a mark of bravery for the home opener last year because you know how crazy Philly fans are.
We're not that crazy.
Yes, I walked. I was in the tailgating area in this little parking lot, and I walked by, and it was a bunch of Eagles fans, like with the buses and whatnot and stuff. And they had the audacity to play Eminem, and I walked over and told them to change it.
You said change it to Meek or something like that.
Yeah. I walked over. I go, what are you guys doing? He's our guy. Change the music now or get out of town.
You sound crazy. You're saying Eagles fans are crazy. They're listening listening to one of the most famous.
And they did change it when the song was done.
Yeah, as soon as they were on a Spotify playlist and you were walking by.
They gave me the weirdest look. They did one of these, like, and I'm like, yeah, Dan, I said it. Me and my friends.
And then we punched you in the mouth, didn't we?
Yep.
We won't get into that.
On the way to lose the Super Bowl.
We don't. Uncalled for. But we do not play you guys this year. I do not want to play you guys this year. Did you see that? Obviously you did because you're a psychopath. You have a damn Lions hat.
Shout out Sam Hargrove. My boy. Supplied me with the Aiden Hutchinson jersey as well.
Incredible.
Because of his phenomenal game and also the Lions head.
You saw the post game where they're like, we're built for this shit?
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
What a run with that. That's such a good tagline. Dan Campbell. I mean, I would run through a wall for him. Another reason why I think, you're looking at the Sands and you're seeing blue, and I'm not saying everybody that falls into this bucket has Lions gear, but I really think if there was ranked choice voting, and it's pick your favorite NFL team and then pick your second NFL team, the Lions would be a mass majority of people's second favorite NFL team because you guys are perennial underdogs.
Yeah.
And people just like the energy that the city exudes. They're a scrappy team, Dan Campbell.
Well, this was the next point I was about to make as well. But do you remember it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when the Bills and Bills Mafia, it was cool to jump through the tables and it was cool to be part of Bills Mafia.
100%.
That's what we are. We don't have a name or a thing like that, but it's cool to be a Lions fan right now because
cool.
We're trendy and I think at Bills Mafia it was crazy as far as loyalty, them traveling. I experienced it firsthand. Did I tell you that?
No.
So I was in Nashville this was probably 2 years ago. I think it was when Tennessee had the number 1 seed. They lost to Cincinnati. It was that year.
Okay.
So this is during the regular season. The Bills and the Titans played on Monday night.
Oh.
And I was there in Nashville for the weekend. And you could not look in a direction starting Saturday. The game was on Monday. Without seeing Bills gear. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
To the point where it was Sunday morning. The game hadn't been played yet. And all I was wearing was a Titans hat. And one of the street workers was like, oh, you guys are around here, huh? And I'm like, huh? He goes, Titans fans.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a wild situation. But I think that's the direction that we're going towards.
I love it.
The
you're right.
Team.
I did not even think about that. Yeah, Bills were that the number 2 team. Just pick them up, right?
Yeah.
Now it's Honolulu Blue.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
I agree. Well, what else we got here? What else we want to talk about, dude? Ooh, well, a couple guys got paid.
A couple guys did get paid.
A couple guys got paid big money.
Nick Bosa. Highest paid defensive player in history.
Yep.
Right?
5-year, $170.
Holy cow.
Well, it's not even the big one.
Oh, yeah, I actually forgot. So, first of all, last
night during the game.
Last night, as soon as Mahomes got the handoff. It was actually people were as soon as it snapped. It wasn't kickoff. It was the snap into. Yeah. That's crazy. But first, put on your GM hat.
Yeah.
Does Nick Bosa getting paid help Chris Jones or no?
Hurt.
You think it hurts?
Yep.
Why do you think it hurts?
Because now Chris Jones is going to go, I want to be the highest paid guy. I believe.
And then
that's just kind of how it goes. At least it goes most positions, right? Because I think relatively across the board, Bosa and Chris Jones, they're both the best players. They play different, right? Jones is more of an interior defensive lineman. Bosa's more of an edge guy. But they are definitely, if not the best, I can make a great argument for him to be. So I think Chris Jones could say, hey, I want that money. That's a good place to start, if I'm him.
Yeah.
So
that hurts him?
I think it hurts because I have my GM hat on.
It hurts. It hurts
the Chiefs.
All gives Chris Jones leverage.
It hurts the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Like you want to find that happy medium. Obviously, you want Chris Jones as a Chiefs GM.
Yeah.
You want Chris Jones to play for you, but you also don't want to.
Yeah.
You know, you want to try to save as much money as possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that does hurt them in the long run.
And actually, I suppose the game last night kind of helps Chris Jones leverage. I mean, not to a asterisk win, but I mean, like, if I was him, I'd be pointing at, like, I think the very first play of the game was Jahmyr Gibbs got 8.5 yards on a handoff, and it's like, I'd just be like,
then their interior played well. Hannah from Michigan, he played really well. Central Michigan, then Michigan, Mike Hannah. He was a D tackle. He had a couple plays. I don't know how to say old buddy's name. Costa, whatever.
Karlaftis?
Yeah, he played well.
Yep. I can't believe they let him slip to them.
Yeah.
Like, I remember in mock draft season, Karlaftis was, like, top 1 or 2. In those sorts of, like, position, outside of QB. But, like, he was projected really high, and then character concerns and work ethic, and then, of course, Andy Reid gets him, and he had a few nice plays. So
thank God we don't have a draft here. Those would be your concerns.
I have character concerns.
And work ethic concerns. Just to name a few things.
Joey Burr.
I'd change the subject, too.
Joey Burr gets paid.
Yes. I think he was $270, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
219 guaranteed, 216, 219.
Which we all knew he was going to get paid. And I think with quarterbacks, it's like kind of one of those things where, like, hey, let's pay him sooner than later because
you have to.
Because now the price is going to go up. I don't know who's coming up next, but maybe like Jalen Hurts already got paid, right?
Yep. So Joey Burr set a record, highest paid NFL player of all time, right?
Yep.
I also think we're setting a record because there's been more highest paid of all time NFL players this offseason than ever.
Yeah.
I literally think, like you said, it just next quarterback up because it was Lamar.
Yep.
It was Hurts.
Yep.
Or Hurts Lamar. I don't know. They came within, I feel like 60 seconds of one another.
Yeah.
And now it's Joey Burr.
Yep.
And who's next up?
Yeah, I'm not sure who's next up for a contract as far as like young guys that are in that.
Brock Purdy, of course, but just secure the bag. You got to pay him sooner rather than later, honestly.
Yeah.
Because just like Chris Jones is going to be like, hey, that's a good place to start.
The 49ers are in a very, if you saw their cap situation, like it's not good. Like I don't know, they're spending money that I feel like they don't have. Like it's kind of.
I feel like they've been in like win now for like 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And like they were just talking about, I was listening today, but like Brock Purdy gets paid under $1 million.
Yep.
A year.
Yep. Lowest paid guy I think like on that team. Honestly.
Well, he was the very last pick, so it's like.
Yep.
But
it's just,
a year. Yeah, they're gonna have
chump change. ESPN, we would never for $980,000 a year.
Raise it.
Raise
it up.
That's a good place to start, our contract with Brock Purdy. That's the line.
But I think they could run into like a Rams situation, but even
100%.
Worse.
Yeah.
Like when the Rams we have all these guys
that got bad.
Need some money and we don't have any more. So I think like San Francisco could run into that same thing.
Yep.
Maybe even like a Kansas City, because you're watching last night and you're watching some of these young guys that are playing really, really well that I'm guessing are probably on their rookie contract.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Did you see Jerry Jones, speaking about all this kind of stuff, did you see Jerry Jones had a statement? There's 2 parts to this story that aren't tied. But Jerry Jones, they were being asked about just like
Dak Prescott's leg sleeve?
Close.
Oh.
Dak Prescott's his hip thrust. You remember he does that on the sideline? He was not asked about that.
Oh, okay.
He got asked something about Dak's contract or if you're going to do an extension, blah, blah, blah. And he said in order to afford Dak Prescott extension, he said, I would need to cut 4 players on this team by the end of the season. And he's like, and I really don't want to do that, so we're just going to try and win now. And it was just a very weird thing to say.
Players get cut all the time.
It was very weird. It was very like, I get Dak for these 4 players. Like, I don't know, just like it was Jim Irsay vibes.
Yeah.
First of all.
It was one of like the limbo bars where you sneak under it, so you're trying not to answer the question.
I know.
And you're maneuvering out of the way, slithering out of the way of these questions.
And then to make it even weirder, they in what is it? Is it US Bank Stadium? AT&T Stadium? US Bank?
AT&T.
Is it?
You better be careful. US Bank, I think, is Minnesota.
Okay, AT&T Stadium. They you're not gonna believe this. They have a hologram Jerry Jones.
I saw that.
They
you
trained.
Can ask him about playing for Texas A&M. It's just him sitting on a chair like this.
Who asked for this? Who on the exit survey from their stadium is like, lower the price of beer? No, like, I just want to talk to Jerry.
You know what happened was Jerry Jones walked into that exit meeting, the exit strategy meeting, and said, "I got an idea. Just hear me out here.
So
what if it was me, but not really me, and then I could answer the questions, but I wasn't there?"
A hologram Jerry Jones just signed Ezekiel Elliott to an extension.
Answer me this. If they called you up, they said, "Hey, we just want to test this thing out, like, see if, like, you can answer, like, if it answers the questions correctly, can we put this in your house for a little while, Brandon Zufelt?" And it was just a Jerry, like, would you say yes?
Yes, I would almost have to say yes just for the zaniness of it. I want to remove myself from the Black Mirror creepiness of it.
I was going to say, until one night you hear and it's like Jerry Jones just talking to himself out in your living room.
And the next horror movie from Blumhouse Productions it's the hologram
The Ghost of Jerry.
It's so good.
Yikes, dude. Yeah, I saw that. Weird thing, like, I don't know. And maybe the people of
There's
like,
no other way to answer. We don't
like
even have
Cowboys Nation, like, maybe they love him enough where, like, that's like a cool thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know who's like eager to go in to, like, see the Jerry Jones hologram.
Stay the hell away.
They're gonna have to throw it into, like, some season ticket package where you get free entry.
Well, we're talking about it, so it must be working because that's how advertising works.
Allegedly.
More people talking about the Jerry Jones hologram than us. So.
That's true. We're just pumping it into the system even more. Interesting. All right. Well, I need an update.
On what?
The Zufelt Jimmer say Anthony Richardson love triangle update.
I mean, I really don't have much of an update.
Not texting you back, huh?
They're not texting me back.
I saw some cool videos of Anthony Richardson.
My stock in Anthony Richardson falls by the day. It's like one of those. It's just like because I haven't.
I sent you a video of him doing something cool the other day. What was it? I forgot.
Oh, he made that. He made that like Ref's Day or something like that. Or like,
he went and introduced himself to the chain gang.
Yeah.
There was a guy that was literally just holding the first down marker, and Anthony Richardson went over and was like, "I'm Anthony Richardson."
Yeah, and then he smiled and he was kind of like,
and then the guy Anthony Richard walked away, and the guy did like one of these.
Character stock up, player stock down, just because I have not. I just haven't seen him. He's like been out of like my sight.
He spent 8 hours the other day on his day off studying film.
Did he?
Studying the game of football.
Did he really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Nope, you're out on him already.
Who do the Colts have this weekend?
In what? Oh, in football?
In what? Yeah. Well, who do they?
Oh, jeez. Blanks my mind.
Are they going to win? If they win,
I'll look real quick.
If they win, I will get the Anthony Richardson jersey.
Dude, you're going to be rooting.
But like you look at it, you look at his stats, and he doesn't like. He's not very good.
What do you at
like passing the ball? Like I dug into his.
He's throwing to.
He wasn't very good in college, and traditionally, NFL defenses are harder than college defenses.
Name me 3 good Florida wide receivers. Kadarius Toney.
Name
Kadarius Toney.
Name 3 good Colts receivers.
Marvin Harrison, Dallas Clark.
I mean, right now, who's he thrown to?
They play the Jags.
At least he has his running back, Jonathan Taylor.
Good news, you're not going to have to buy a jersey. They play the Jags.
But what if?
What's the spread?
That could get crazy.
Dude, it's not going to get crazy. Jags -5.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Pound the Jags.
Double it, I'll still take it.
We're not doing that. So, yeah, I will let you know. Sunday, if that's a 1 p.m. game, of course it is. I'll let you know about 4:25 where my stock in Anthony Richardson is.
I'll be interesting. Like, in a completely neutral viewing position, it'll be interesting to watch some football without my Sunday being either made or ruined.
I know, yeah. You can just watch stress free. That's usually kind of nice.
Who am I? I'm gonna be one team that I will be rooting for this weekend, the Patriots.
You did not even know who the Eagles were playing. I root for the Lions, goddammit.
We
are co-workers.
I don't care.
We are brothers in blood. You need to root.
Speaking of, you know how hard it is? I hope you guys know how hard it is to not talk about football with each other all day long. I walked into his office earlier. We just stared at each other like a couple old stray cats. And then
we both know what we want to say, but heaven forbid.
And then I just turned around and walked out.
That's a fun little thing that we got going on.
It's
we
tough,
don't talk
dude.
about football.
It's tough, man.
We're skipping those other notes, but I want to talk about them about.
No, we're not, dude.
We are.
But there's big news.
We're not gonna talk about this.
The Dolphins are inviting us on their podcast.
Tell your story. Tell your story, King.
Right,
You've earned it.
This is a great story. So some of you that aren't boomers, like my friend over here, when you're on Instagram and somebody is going live on their channel, whatever the case may be, it says you are invited to view.
I'm making
right?
direct eye contact because I've earned. The
It was
sauce.
tough. Let me see what the actual thing said, but it was tough for you. Basically, what happened is we got a notification on our mutual Instagram that the Dolphins were inviting us to their podcast called Fins Up, which is all they're doing is just going live on their Fins Up podcast, and inviting us is us viewing the podcast. I took a screenshot and sent it to you and said that the Dolphins wanted us, snoozers.
He said the only reason they're inviting us is because I reached out.
Yeah.
So he direct lied to a guy who does not use Instagram, does not know the nomenclature.
Dear
actual
God,
deception.
I'm so sick that I can't find it. Where was it? I'm so sick, dude. Right here. I found it. So it says it's the Fins Up podcast. You sent me it first. You saw it. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
And then you sent me.
I said, "What is this?"
You said, "I wish I could quit you."
Thought
we were getting.
Because I do love the Dolphins.
I said, "LOL, I am the reason they are reaching out and want us on the show." And then you said, "Calm down," and then waited like 2 minutes and then said, "Wait, for real? What?" And I said, "What do you mean?" Knowing exactly what you mean, but I had to throw the old bait out there to pick you up.
Not a good friend.
And then this was the one that got him. It said, Fins Up. I said, Fins Up, a Dolphins podcast, invited us to be on their show. And then
an outright lie. Just an outright lie.
I put just a segment. And he goes, let's fucking go. Let's do it. And I felt so horrible. It was almost as if, you lied to your kid. And then I said, at this point, I had to come clean because I didn't want you to start telling people that we're going on the Dolphins podcast. And I said, LOL, I'm just kidding. We follow them on IG and they are live. So we are just joining their broadcast, watching them essentially. And then I put LOL, fucking boomer. And he said, bro, I'm so sad.
There's a friendly prank amongst
So
friends.
if after all this, if the Fins Up podcast does want us to be on there, that may be
wants me to be on there. I've earned it. This guy is nowhere.
We'll tag the Fins Up podcast.
Yeah, we'll post as like.
Oh, I'm crying, dude. I felt so bad as soon as I saw you. Man,
I'll kill you.
That was hilarious. All right, we'll go into.
We only have one more segment before we got to get out of here.
Whatever, dude.
Whatever.
Or do you want to just end it?
We're not just gonna end it.
All right.
We'll talk about Jonathan Gannon because I really want to get into those other two.
Yeah, we'll
because that will be fun.
Yeah, I agree.
Jonathan Gannon is a piece of garbage, and I don't appreciate him.
He blames. The headline was he blames himself for the Eagles' Super Bowl loss. So he was the defensive coordinator?
Defensive coordinator.
Defensive coordinator for the Eagles last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's the Cardinals head coach / horrible motivational speaker.
We talked about how cringy he was last time.
Yeah, it was not good, dude.
So he said, I've gone through it, the 7 stages of, like grief, you got denial and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I had come to peace with the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, whatever. And then, everybody's like, well, the Cardinals rumor was they were talking to him, and then there was a tampering charge actually against the Cardinals.
Whoa.
And we actually got a 3rd-round pick from them.
Yeah.
Because they had interviewed and had talks, and then I think he had agreed to take the job prior to the Super Bowl. But I was like, I'm not soft. Yeah. I am a Philadelphia Eagles fan, as I can get through this. No copium here. Yeah. And I'm like, we just lost, whatever, right? I said all of that. It's just people trying to make themselves feel better about the loss, right? Yeah. And then this motherfucker comes out and says it, like it's so bad.
Yeah.
So he had taken pretty much agreed to, I don't think on paper, but verbally agreed to take this Cardinals coaching job because of all the stuff he had done with our defense, which was loaded, by the way, through the season, and then he kind of just coasted in the Super Bowl. And then, thank God, if the Lions did not beat the Chiefs yesterday, I was going to be real fired up.
So my question is, what was it the reason you guys lost? Was it Gannon or was it the turf? Because I hear every excuse in the book.
We both played on the same turf. I mean, both teams, I can't use that. We had a way better pass rush, and our guys were slipping all around, but their guys were slipping too. It's whatever. I would put on Gannon. He let Kadarius goddamn Toney score a touchdown. The Lions would never. The Lions and the historic Detroit Lions defense would never. So I will put on Gannon. Wanda, what if you're making me say it? I'll put it on Gannon. I've been nice this whole offseason.
Fair.
He wants to talk. We'll talk. You can catch me on the Fins Up podcast. Allegedly.
We'll both be there.
You're not going to be there.
Yes, I am, dude.
You won't be.
Whatever. All right.
Next time, there's real football.
Oh, no, hold on. We got to announce our winners from last night. We had a bunch of winners.
Oh, did you pick them?
Yeah, we'll do that real quick. I
actually don't have them.
I've got them. So we've got a couple of TikTok winners from last night. We put out that video for you to pick the spread. But we've got a list.
We have a list of winners?
Yep.
I've not ran the 40-yard dash yet, so we got to get...
Yeah, so we've got a handful. So
not that top one.
Well, the top one, Jaden.Luke, he is disqualified because he put in 2 entries. So
he put in 2 entries, and after the game ended, he put the exact right score on there.
He tried to bamboozle us. So he's definitely out.
For shame, circle of shame.
Yeah.
If I ever see this guy in real life, I will pink belly him until the cows come home.
The cows don't ever come home, baby.
Jaden.Luke.
Yep, whoever that is. We'll figure it out. My friend Justin Fitch.
Really?
Yep. He got the correct and what we're doing is the correct margin of score.
Yep.
Right. So it wasn't the actual score you guessed itself. My friend Justin, he's gonna get a t-shirt. Peyton also got it. Josh with an exclamation point, so it's like Josh! He won. A fella named Ben.
So is his name Ben or his username's a fella named Ben?
His username's just Ben.
Oh, but Ben, if you change it to a fella named Ben, you get 2.
Yeah, we'll do 2 t-shirts. And then Rippin' Razor Queen is what I have to assume.
It's actually written down that way. That's crazy.
Yeah, I literally verbatim wrote down their username.
That's good.
So Rippin' Razor Queen, she won one. And then last but not least, Aiden, not Hutchinson.
Maybe.
But if Aiden Hutchinson
did you
wants
fact
a
check
t-shirt,
that?
He can have one too.
If Aiden Hutchinson wants a Snoozers t-shirt, he can have one
but
too.
But then this Aiden also gets one as well.
That's Aiden also.
Yeah. So we have
that's fun.
7 t-shirts we're giving out.
You got to message them?
Yeah.
We'll tag them in this and we'll message them, right? That'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll tag you guys. We'll reach out, figure out how we're going to get you guys these t-shirts.
Yep. You know who the top person is too, by the way, right?
Yes, I know who the top person is.
You're a very good actor.
Yeah, I took acting classes in college.
Couldn't tell.
It's a real thing. You just said I was a good actor and then tried to double back and say that I wasn't.
I'm just saying, you took acting classes.
And I just fooled you by thinking.
And you are on the same show I am with no acting pedigree.
I was just acting right then, and you didn't even have a clue. I act like I like you every podcast.
Is this acting?
Bazinga.
Is this acting?
Gotcha.
Anybody you want to thank before we get out of here?
Just the continued support, dude.
So
we're so close. Oh, dude, we're getting there. We're 740 on TikTok. We're really pumping TikTok. Probably
TikTok, it's just fun. It's a fun short format.
We're at 740 followers. We're really trying to get to 1K. Once we get to 1K, we might retire.
I mean,
probably not gonna retire.
Sky's the limit.
We'll probably throw a party.
We might throw a little party, a little live party. Could be fun.
Invite all 1,000 followers, and then we'll have 4 people show up.
You got it. And one will be Jay.
No, but we've got a lot of support from a lot of people. I feel like it's every day or so somebody that I would never expect to like hear our podcast or watch our TikToks is like, I love your TikTok.
Yep.
So
I was walking through our work earlier, and somebody I've never met before. It's a decent sized company, but there's different areas of the company, right?
Yeah.
A person I've never actually interacted with in our company. Yeah. I'm walking through, and he points, and he's like, Brandon. I'm like, what? And he's like, you're right about the Bermuda Triangle. He said, I thought that was going to be a big deal. He said, Zach doesn't know what he's talking about.
It was Walt.
Was it Walt?
I think so.
I don't know,
Walt.
but
shout out to Walt. He's a good dude.
I love it.
He texted me this morning and he sent me a picture of the Bermuda Triangle where it was, and I told him I know where it was.
Yeah,
I said send it to Brandon.
My buddy Mario was he was listening. He was starting the first episode. He was just going, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, bear with us on the first one, Mario.
Holy cow! That's it. I want to bring back the green line.
No, green line's
I'll own that. I'll own that.
It's nice.
We look good.
They're great. That's what I'm saying, dude.
Right?
Great accents. We've got enough colors up here. You guys let us know if we should bring the green line back.
I'm not bringing. No, this works. This works.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I look taller.
All right, big dog. Play the music.
Oh, you said play the music.
Play the music. Brand new Lions. Let's go.